Hello friends, welcome to this course. In this course, we will be learning Gatsby and GraphQL and we will create a blog website. So are there any course requirements or prerequisite? To work on this project, you must have the following skill sets. You should have basic knowledge of HTML, basic knowledge of CSS and basic knowledge of JavaScript. Course objectives. Participant will be able to implement Gatsby.js and GraphQL concept in their current and future projects. What you will learn in this course. We will create a blog website using Gatsby and GraphQL. And for styling, we will be using style components. Who are the targeted students? Students with no Gatsby and GraphQL experience, front-end developers, and anyone who wants to learn Gatsby and GraphQL. By the end of the course, you will have the following skill sets. Hand-on regarding practical and real-life scenario of creating blog using Gatsby and GraphQL. So let's get started and I'll see you in the next video. Hello friends, in this lecture we will talk about what Gatsby.js is, and the best place to check is their official website, which is Gatsby.js.com. It has everything that you need to know about Gatsby.js. Their documentation is amazing. It is the best documentation. It covers everything, so you can see it says one front end to rule them all. This is the tagline that Gatsby uses on their site, and this is true because we can build blazing fast website and apps using Gatsby. So why are these sites so fast? That's because they are static. And what is static site? A site which has only HTML, CSS and little bit of JavaScript and no database. And this is exactly what Gatsby will do for us. It will create static HTML, CSS and JavaScript files for us, and you don't have any connection with the database, and that's why it is so fast. This also means that you have some restriction when you create sites with Gatsby, because for example, if you have a site that is going to have a lot of dynamic data, lot of calls to database and API and stuff like that, maybe Gatsby won't be the best choice for you if you have a site that's going to update the data every minute or so. But actually you can build everything with Gatsby, because Gatsby will by default recognize those things which need to be dynamic, and you can create a site with mixed dynamic content and static content. Gatsby will create HTML files, CSS and JavaScript file for you that's not connected to any database or stuff like that. You can just copy that to the server and get up and running. That's why it is so fast, and that is why you need to have little bit of different workflow. If you have, for example, a blog that you are going to update with different blog posts and stuff like that, like for example in WordPress, you change your post to create a new post and then you publish it and it is published. But you cannot do that with Gatsby, because when you change the data, the site have to be rebuilt, and this, depending on the size of the site, will take different time. I hope you understood what Gatsby is, because Gatsby really is a static site generator. It will create static files for you, so you have to think in another way and not in the WordPress way, where you always make request to the database, and you can also source data from anywhere into Gatsby. That means you can have different content management systems where you can have markdown, as we are going to use this in our course, and you can grab it from different APIs. So it is really flexible in that way, and then it builds the site, and internally Gatsby uses GraphQL and ReactJs, and that's what we are going to be using in our course. And Gatsby is actually a really good way to learn React and GraphQL, but I would say you should have some basic knowledge of React and maybe little bit of GraphQL, because I will not go into details on how React works and how GraphQL works. We will look at it and I will explain stuff, but I will not go into details on every aspect, for example, on React. So this is it. So please visit the Gatsby website and go through the documentation, so you will have a basic knowledge before you start this course. So this is a beginner course for Gatsby, but not for React and GraphQL. So I'll see you in the next video.